Yeah.
I wait for page to reload. You got this, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pineapples and Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Pineapple the Fruit. This is your fellow host.
Hello, it is me, the Epic Builder.
Someone just liked
That's
the
my
stream
intro.
without watching it. YouTube's glitching, and I just got the like count turned from 1,
Don't
but the
don't
viewer
don't
count
mention
was
it.
0.
No, it's okay. If we get likes from YouTube being broken, I'm okay with it.
We get likes from YouTube. YouTube liked it, but YouTube didn't count as a viewer because it's a website.
Hi, Aiden.
Hi,
In
Aiden.
chat.
Oh, you didn't exist for a second. Not according to the internet.
Oh.
Ghost like. Yeah, hello everyone. A lot of
Hello.
DC stuff happening recently.
Indeed.
Yeah.
What other ones? I just know of the Snyder Cut. Did other stuff happen?
No, I just got into DC. There's
Ah.
some, okay, so they released the Schneider cut and they like
Is it
re
Schneider
no,
or Snyder?
it's I thought it was Schneider.
I think it's just Snyder.
That makes sense. But the cut, I guess because I don't know how to pronounce it. The Snyder cut.
Let's just be real here real quick. That isn't a cut. That is just a different movie.
It is just a different movie. Yeah.
Say
But
the cut is technically
I
wrong.
wanted to get into this later. I just wanted that was just the first thing on my mind because we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
I saw this recently. They re-released the Schneider cut again already, like it was a different movie, but it's just in black and white. it's called
Oh.
it's called the Snyder cut. Justice is Gray. And it's just chroma keyed or not chroma keyed. It just has a black and white filter over it, and they released it like it's a new movie.
That's dumb. I'm not gonna watch or buy that. I can. I'll talk about the Snyder cut later, like you said.
Yeah, I like getting into spoiler stuff later.
Mhm.
But if we want to get into DC stuff, I've been consuming a lot of DC content recently because of the whole Snyder Cut
Yeah.
craze. I bought all the Batman games, all Batman Arkham
Oh,
games,
nice.
and I've been
Yeah,
replaying
they're
Asylum, and holy shit,
great.
it's
hmm
it's really boring.
Oh, really?
Okay. It is very interesting as the story is really good and the combat and the combat is really visually just really fucking cool.
Yeah.
All the puzzles and stuff are really cool. How you have to think out how you're gonna do all. It's a really cool
Yeah.
game, but when it comes down to it, you're just doing the same things over and over again,
Mm,
and the game never really does anything to reinvent
that's fair.
the things that you already have. It
That
just
is fair. It's
introduces
the first one,
new
right?
things. It's Arkham Asylum, yeah. And it's still really good. I'm
Yeah.
still really enjoying
Yeah,
myself.
no, no, no.
I just,
No,
after
those
I
are
played it for
reasonable
5 hours
complaints,
straight, I was like, I don't want to play this
yeah,
anymore.
especially considering it was the first one, and I probably the
Oh,
first
yeah.
like 3D Batman game that was like good. So
Oh,
that's not too
yeah.
surprising. Admittedly.
Also, I just think that I'm kind of, um, I'm kind of like already disinterested because the first
Mm,
game I ever played was Arkham City. Not the first game I ever
yeah,
played, but the first Batman game, and you literally have access to the whole city in that game. To
yeah,
where
that game was kind of
in
spoiler if you
Asylum,
played
you're
it.
just kind of walking down linear hallways and going where the game tells you to do.
Hmm
It's still really interesting. Like I'm still really enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish all the
Uh-huh.
Arkham games, but uh, it's
Yeah,
still really
City
good. Yeah, they're on
better.
sale in a bundle for like $15 right now, and
Oh, I
Origins
might
is
buy
on
that
sale for
then.
$5 on Humble Bundle. So you can
Oh,
get
nice.
Arkham, so you can get Asylum, or you can get um, Asylum, City, Night, and Origins all for like $20 right now on PC.
Ooh, nice. If I remember correctly, Origins was a bit different and not as great, but
I
Yeah,
heard that the gameplay wasn't as great, but the story was
yeah.
really good.
Probably, yeah. The thing about Origins is they got a different voice actor, and I think a different studio made it.
It wasn't Rocksteady?
No, it was like a spin-off.
Oh, yeah, and another thing I found out. You remember the Gotham Knights game?
Yeah,
The one that has the one that has
yeah,
Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, whoever, Nightwing. That one. That's not being
yeah.
made by Rocksteady either. Even
Oh,
though
that's
it's
sad.
also not a continuation
I
of.
know, I knew that. Yeah, it's
I
just
didn't know
for
that.
some
That
reason
seems
not.
really stupid, especially because after
Yeah,
knowing the ending, because
very
I watched a
capable.
bunch of video essays on Batman Arkham, which is what made me want to buy it. But after seeing the ending to Arkham Knight, that would be like the perfect game to come up next. Cause
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
dumb that it's not. Honestly, it straight up just
it would
could
be
be
so
canonical.
smooth. You just make
It
it
would
so
make
Bruce
total
isn't
sense.
dead. Just go, he's not dead. He's just not gonna be Batman anymore.
Yeah,
That was the ending. Literally,
he's
okay.
just pretend dead.
Getting into spoilers. Do you care about spoilers for Arkham Knight?
I've played it.
Okay. Getting into spoilers for Arkham Knight. I haven't played Arkham Knight, but I watched a video essay on it.
Yeah,
It literally ends with Bruce
yeah,
Wayne
I
just like
know how it
stop
ends. He
being.
explodes.
I was what? No, that's not how it ends.
He blows up his house.
Oh, does
He's
he?
like, I'm done. Yeah, Arkham Knight. He's like, I'm done being
Well, I was
Batman.
also
I
explaining
can
it to the
blow up my
viewers.
house now. Oh yeah, yeah,
But he literally the overall ending to Arkham Knight is Bruce Wayne just stops being Batman because he's just not he Gotham City needs a legend, and when they know that the legend's just a guy, then it's not
yeah,
like
yeah. His
there's no
identity
longer a
gets revealed,
protector
and
of
it ruins the
Gotham.
whole point.
The protector of Gotham is just a guy. It isn't like a
Yeah, at
force.
some point in the game, basically his identity gets revealed, and that literally just ruins the entirety of Batman. It
Yeah.
kind of that's actually a really interesting angle to go at
Hmm.
of why he needs a secret identity. It isn't to protect him; it's to protect Batman as a concept.
Yeah. But like that would be the perfect way to go into Arkham Knight because Bruce Wayne in that game is supposedly like dead. So you've already left off with Batman is gone. Literally all you had to do was just say that Batman was gone and you could continue the story from Arkham Knight. Although I
Yeah,
suppose Jason Todd would be pretty fucked, but he was already Red Hood, so it doesn't matter. Like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'm still gonna play that game though. It looks pretty sick.
yeah, it's pretty good. If I remember correctly, Arkham Knight's gameplay wasn't as good, but the story. No. The gameplay was really good, but the story was less good. And
Hmm.
then the new game, Arkham Knights, does look pretty fun. I might check it out,
Oh yeah,
even if it's not
and Red
connected.
Hood's always been a really interesting story to me. Again, getting into
Yeah, me
spoilers
too.
for Red Hood. It's literally Jason Todd, one of the Robins, just
Yeah, I know.
gets
Yeah, he's
yeah,
just
he just gets
basically
beat the
gets
shit
killed.
out of by
And
Joker.
no, he does get killed. He
Oh
does
no,
die.
yeah,
Yeah,
he super
he does
dies.
canonically die, and then he gets brought back.
Oh no, Aiden.
I love Robin.
You're just fucking
He
dead.
fucking just dies.
He dies and then he just fucking killed by Joker in the most brutal way. And then he comes back to life via like Lazarus Pit
I
and
think
gets
what
really
happened.
mad
Yeah,
at Batman.
I actually remember this story. It's actually really sad, but so what happened was there was a comic and it had like that situation, and
Hmm.
Robin had a bomb on him, and
Oh,
Joker had it there, and DC basically said, "Call this number and say determine whether or not you want Robin to die or not."
oh, by the way, the Robin we're talking about is Jason Todd.
Yeah, Jason Todd. But yeah, basically, DC was like, "Call this number and say whether or not he dies. Tell us which ending you want." And everyone chose to kill him.
Oh my god.
Everyone who called voted to kill him. So
Why?
DC was like, "Okay," and then they killed him. They didn't like him. They found him annoying, so they had
Hmm.
him killed.
Oh my god. and then Jason Todd was revived and then went like super fucking angry at Batman.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's explained that he was mad that he didn't kill Joker for killing Robin. I think sometimes it's just
Usually,
explained that he was just mad at Batman.
I think it's usually just he wants
Like,
Joker dead.
yeah.
Usually the character that it goes with.
I think it's just no, they didn't. No, he's not the child one. Jason Todd was not the child one. That's Damien.
Yeah.
Um,
He was a teenager, wasn't he? He's still pretty
no,
young,
not
though.
when he died.
Especially during the Joker.
I
Really?
don't think
Oh,
when he died because he came back as Red Hood and he seemed hella old.
I thought he came back as Red Hood, but like he came back after a while.
I
Like
don't
he was
know.
young when the Joker killed him, and then he came back and he went into
I
hiding
have
for a
no
bit.
idea, but that would be pretty fucked up.
It was pretty fucked up. It's probably one of the most fucked up events in comic book history. Actually, they
Yeah,
just killed him.
Jason Todd got super died, and then he was brought back to life, and then he got really mad, so he invented a new legend called like Red
Mhm.
Hood, and he still
Yeah.
kind of took the Batman way to things, except he didn't just take down criminals. He fucking brutally murdered them, like in horrid ways.
He just shoots them.
He just shoots them. Well, sometimes he shoots them, but there are some
Sometimes he
interpretations
goes
of
for it.
them where it's just like, oh my god. And Batman's like,
Yeah.
whoa, dude, chill. And then he takes off his mask and he's like, oh my god, you're my son.
Shoot my son. He's like, oh shit, it's Batman. I'm gonna shoot you now.
Yeah, and then they have a whole quarrel, and
And then they fight.
I never actually realized why. Like, I still don't know why he went back to not being Psycho Murderer Man, and just being like Batman but with guns. But I love Red Hood and his concept, just him as a
Mhm.
character. So I just
Yeah.
will consume any content that has him in it that isn't like comics. He's just
Yeah.
a really interesting character to me. That was one of the things, believe it or not, I liked about Lego Batman 2. Is that it had Red Hood in it. And that's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be one of the reasons why I'm gonna play this game is to see how Red Hood is interpreted.
Yeah. Let's see, what
Especially
else
while
happened
working
with
with the other
DC?
Robins.
Yeah.
Damien Bad, probably therapy. He's just gonna be in therapy for the whole game.
Oh, that's probably why he went back to being like less insane.
That would make sense.
Ooh, I just remembered one of them. Ooh. So in the DC animated universe, that was like basically it was Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, and then the Justice League series.
Yeah.
It was in like the 90s to the early 2000s.
Hmm.
They didn't have a Jason Todd, but they did do the story.
Oh.
And it's actually kind of worse and not at the same time.
What?
So like I said, they didn't have a Jason Todd in these ones. It was a direct to DVD movie. I'm trying to figure out which Robin it was, but he was very much a child.
Holy hell!
And what happens is
Was it
basically that
Grayson?
story.
Was it Grayson?
Grayson, it might. No, I think Grayson's the oldest. Maybe not.
I think Grayson was the oldest, but that would be that he was Robin. He was the youngest, right?
No, it wasn't Grayson. It was after Grayson. It was the one after.
Oh, it
Grayson.
wasn't Damien, was it? Holy fuck!
It might have been Damien.
No way.
So what happened? He doesn't die. Don't worry. He doesn't actually die. In
No,
it.
I think I've seen this movie. Just keep going.
Uh,
Was it Tim?
Tim, I think. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Tim Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. So basically, the Joker just tortures him until he becomes like just mentally collapses to the point where he becomes like Joker for a bit.
Oh my god.
And that's the movie where Joker canonically dies
Oh my
because
god.
Tim Drake just fucking loses it, shoots him with a gun, and then breaks down crying.
Tim Drake assumes the identity of Red Robin after Batman's disappearance following the events of Final Crisis and Battle of the Cowl, and Damian Wayne becoming Batman's Grayson's Robin. Oh my god.
It's really dark without just straight killing him.
Just fucking shot.
Yeah, he just shoots the Joker. He like takes a gun, like completely
Oh.
mentally collapses and just takes a gun and just shoots the Joker dead. And
Oh my
the Joker
god.
canonically dies. This is the canonical death of the Joker in the DC animated universe.
Huh.
It is later like touched upon that he's fine now and had like lots of therapy.
Holy hell.
So
I
they
would...
didn't just kill him and he's fine now, but that was messed up.
The Joker is fucking awful. Like,
Yeah, he's
you watch
dead. That one's
the
dead
you watch
though.
things like
He got
the Lego Batman movie and it's like, oh, he's not a bad guy. No, Joker is like
And
the
then
worst
this
villain
happened.
in the DC universe.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he doesn't just
yeah.
like kill people or take over countries. He fucks with them. What Joker does, he doesn't kill people.
I mean, if you
He
need- if
tries
you
to
need a good
turn them
example-
into Jokers. He tries to make them as
Yeah.
batshit insane as he is.
If you need a good example of the Joker being just like how bad he can get, the infamous comic that everyone would probably point you to, obviously, is The Killing Joke.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's true.
Don't
I would give
Hayden, don't
discretion-
read The Killing Joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it discretion. It's genuinely like that's probably the worst thing that has ever happened in the Batman series. It's really messed up, but it is an accurate depiction of just like how far that can go.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna mention what happens in the Killing Joke, but if you know the comic, you know exactly what happens in that. It's the whole story.
What motivates
It's dark.
Joker? Joker's
Nothing,
whole
honestly. It's just
origin is the fact that you don't know his origin. You don't even know if
Yeah.
the Joker you read from one comic is the same Joker as another comic. Like, Joker's
He's
whole
just some
thing...
fucking crazy guy. He literally doesn't actually have a motivation. other than that
only-
he's just insane.
The only...
He's just absolutely insane.
The only motivation you could ever put to him in like some Batman stories, and I mean some Batman stories, not every Batman story, is that he just wants Batman to see that we're not so different.
I will say, the closest I could probably get to an answer for that is, the Joker is the perfect yin to Batman's yang. I
Oh,
guess,
yeah.
is
Oh,
probably the
yeah.
right term. They play off each other perfectly because Batman has a strict no killing rule, and the like number one reason Batman and the Joker are like so tied to each other,
Yeah.
wise, is because the Joker's purely just fascinated by Batman's no killing rule.
Oh
and
yeah.
he's just toying with it constantly because of that rule. Like that whole relationship between Batman and the Joker is the Joker trying constantly to have him break that rule.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, there are stories where that happens. There are stories where Joker actually succeeds.
Oh. Joker
I
is
think
so
The
messed up.
most infamous one would be The Dark Knight Returns, actually. Not
Really?
the movie, the comic. The Dark Knight Returns, the comic. The one where Joker's neck gets snapped.
Oh my god.
And he makes it Batman doesn't do it, but he does like attack Joker a lot,
Mm-hmm.
very reasonably, and then Joker is able to be like, well, you fucked me up enough that I'm able to continue this slightly further. And I'm not gonna say it because it's a really messed up scene, but
Huh.
let's
Oh,
just say
yeah.
the Joker causes Batman to effectively unintentionally
Yeah.
lead to his death.
Because Batman and Joker are literally just two sides of the same coin. Like they were both extremes that were produced by Gotham, and
Yeah.
they're just literally opposite extremes. Like,
Uh-huh.
and Batman, there are so many comics that showcase how close Batman is at literally any moment to just becoming the Joker. Like,
Yeah.
to just snap. And there are stories that tell how close Joker is at any moment to being like Batman. They're literally two sides of the same coin. What's wrong with that city? I have no idea, but like Gotham is just like batshit. Like there was a video I watched recently that
If you could go
delved
to like
into
the worst state,
Gotham.
if there was like a most terrible city to ever live in all of DC Comics, it like in that entire world, it's got to be Gotham.
Gotham is just like
if you were in that world, you should
perpetually
just not live there.
Gotham is just perpetually shit. Like Gotham
Yeah.
just like literally the whole thing with Gotham is it somehow manages to produce the most fucked up criminals constantly. And it
Yeah.
just so happened that Batman, who was fucked up, just didn't turn into a criminal. Like,
Yeah. That's literally it. I mean, there is a story where Gotham gets so bad that it literally is cut off from the United States. I'm not kidding. The government literally sanctions it as not part of the U.S. It gets so destroyed,
oh my god.
and it becomes a separate country.
Maybe they should look into that.
They try to. It doesn't tend to work.
Oh,
It's just random reasons. Like something's almost always wrong with Gotham.
uh-huh.
Like Batman tries to look into it. A lot of people don't like Batman because they're like, "Oh, he's rich. He doesn't put effort forth." Batman in the comics is actually probably the best example of a good rich person.
Mm-hmm.
Like he puts money forth for like healthcare for Gotham. He puts money forth for schools in Gotham. He does a lot with his
He's the
money.
only person funding the good things in Gotham.
He's literally that. He is literally the only good rich person in all of Gotham. He's probably single-handedly, both as Bruce Wayne and as Batman, keeping that city alive. If he dies, that city just instantly is gone. Which is actually what happens in that one comic. He like doesn't die, but he like disappears because like
Yeah.
something goes wrong and he has to not be there for a while. And it gets so bad that Gotham is literally both physically and governmentally not part of the U.S. anymore. It physically is. Like,
And,
there
like-
is a giant moat around Gotham. It gets cut off from the U.S.
Oh my god.
It's, yeah,
But like,
it's,
and there's so many stories where when Batman just dies or leaves or whatever, that Gotham just goes to absolute shit.
yeah,
It's just immediately bad. Which is another reason why why Gotham Knights is gonna be so interesting. They could have called it Arkham
Yeah.
Knights. That would have been so cool.
I'm trying
Damn
to
it.
find the story that I'm talking about because it's a really good and interesting story.
Just everyone.
Where
Batman.
just Gotham gets just like fucked. It just gets fucked. It's just destroyed. No Man's Land. Yeah, Batman No Man's Land. It's a really interesting comic, and I'm pretty sure there's a novel. Like you can get like a comic novel of it.
Oh
like
yeah.
hard book pictures.
Ugh.
Like it's a full-on book. It's really interesting. Yeah,
Oh.
but it's a very accurate depiction of what would happen if he just like wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bad.
Oh. And like that
It's very
whole no kill rule is kind of why I don't find Zack Snyder's Batman as interesting as other
Yeah.
Batmans. Because I've looked into it a lot recently, and I realized that he's just not as interesting. Because especially his whole quarrel with the Joker is
It's
the
built
fact that he's
around the
trying to
Joker
get Batman
instead
to
of, like,
just
no, I
break,
want him to have
to
guns.
snap. But when Batman has already crossed that line, just trying to make him commit
Doesn't matter.
genocide,
That's the
which
problem
he
with Zack
already
Snyder's
has
Batman, in
committed
my opinion.
homicide. Like,
Yeah, that is definitely the problem in my opinion with Zack Snyder's Batman. Batman can't kill on the basis of it destroys his character if he does.
yeah,
His whole character collapses the second he kills a man.
his whole character
Because the
is
second
built
he
on the
does
fact, yeah,
Say the Penguin's causing an issue, or Mr. Freeze is causing an issue, or like, any of his villains are being or just being villainous.
Yeah.
Batman can just go put a bullet, like you can just grab a gun, put a bullet in their head, and then
He
move
has
on
so
with their
much
day.
money. He could
It
nuke them.
instantly doesn't matter. He can just kill them and move on, and that's it. And now the comic is ended. Like
Mhm.
you don't want to pick up a Batman comic and it's like, oh no, Jokers are doing a thing again, and then
Mhm.
he just grabs a Glock and shoots him, and then it just ends. Because that's essentially what this version of Batman is. He just picks up a Glock and like, fuck you, and then you die, and then
Yeah.
that's the comic. That's it's like 3 pages long.
Mhm.
It literally it doesn't make sense. It
Batman could be
destroys the character.
Batman could 100% be the most efficient killer, but his one rule is that he
Is that he
never
does
crosses that line, because once he crosses that line, he becomes the people he's trying to fight.
the second Batman kills someone, he fucking loses
And
it.
like that's the thing that sparks like all of Injustice is the fact that Superman fucking snapped and Batman was like, you can't kill people,
Mm-hmm.
and Superman was like, fuck you, and killed the Joker.
Fuck
Like
you and killed the Joker, and then became a dictator
like that's the
instantly.
kind of
Batman
thing that
killed
happens.
one person. Batman killed no Batman.
Superman
Superman
killed
killed
one
one
person.
person, justifiably as well.
Yeah,
He
justifiably.
justifiably killed one person and then became a dictator. So,
It literally
like, that's the
killed
perfect
one person,
explanation for why
and
DC
that thing,
characters can't kill.
yeah, that kind of stuff changes you. The power literally, it's like taking the freaking gauntlets off, dude. Like once he no longer has that mental barrier of I have to be good, he just becomes awful, and that's what
He
Batman
just
tries to
becomes
prevent
evil.
in himself. But when you take that away, it's really easy to see
Uh-huh.
why stories like Batman v Superman can happen. But it's not interesting because the whole reason Batman v Superman normally happens is because Batman wants to protect people.
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely the biggest issue I have with the first two Snyder movies. Like, he introduced Superman and has him snap a guy's neck as the climax to the movie, and that's not touched upon. Like, I could get if that were the introduction, and then it like is shown that he's like grappling with the effects of that. And he's like,
Yeah.
not again. I'm not going
He
to do that
killed the
again.
last of his
No,
species.
yeah,
Other
he
than
killed the
Supergirl.
last of his species and snapped the dude's neck, and that's never touched upon ever again.
Just never.
Like, that should be the basis entirely of the second Superman movie.
Oh my
That could have
god.
been used in Batman v Superman, actually. That would have been the perfect setup for Batman v Superman. Why didn't they do that? That literally would have been perfect. Batman just could have been like, you don't kill people, Clark.
And also Batman's character definitely needs his own movie before being
Yes.
thrown in something like Justice League or Batman v Superman.
Yeah, you can't just throw him in. Because there's so
There's so many
many
layers to him.
different... There's layers, there's different interpretations of Batman.
So when you
I mean, he's had
and
three
Ben
trilogies.
Affleck is a pretty good Batman.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Ben Affleck perfectly plays the because what Snyder did is casting wise, and if you look at the costume, he perfectly like the whole purpose of him being that being like that Batman
Hmm.
was an attempt to have it be the Dark Knight Returns. The whole like the Dark Knight Returns story is what Batman v Superman is based on. If you
Hmm.
didn't know that, like that exact comic that was done in I believe the 80s, where Batman's old and grizzled, and then the whole Joker thing happens, and he has to go fight Batman. He gets to go fight Superman because Superman is like, you can't kill people,
Hmm.
and so they fight. And I'm not gonna spoil what happens at the end because it is actually different from Batman v Superman, but
Yeah.
it is somewhat based upon that story. It definitely changes it because it's a bit different.
Uh-huh.
It's actually very different at the
It
end.
was
It's a
Batman's
completely
introduction instead of Batman's possible end. Like
yeah. So that doesn't work as well, considering that's literally kind of an end story for Batman. You can't like it's like if you just watched Endgame and that's the only Marvel movie you watched, you'd be so
It was
lost.
just like that's the only Marvel movie the the only Marvel movies that exist with like Iron Man are like Spider-Man: Homecoming and then Avengers: Endgame. Like if those were the only
Yeah,
two movies that existed with
that's
Iron Man in
basically
it.
what happened. I don't like the Zack Snyder. I don't really love the Zack Snyder style that much either.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe 10 years ago it was unique and interesting, and then everyone like it was cool and interesting when he did Watchmen because that was different. Everybody's trying to make
Yeah.
live action, like not like fun, happy-go-lucky,
Yeah.
somewhat campy movies like Spider-Man trilogy was, which
Mhm.
was really good. The Sam Raimi movies were great, but Watchmen was interesting because it was the complete opposite. It was dark. It was gritty. And
Yeah.
then everyone in Hollywood decided to make a Watchmen movie. The X-Men movies
Yeah.
became Watchmen movies.
And the thing especially with
Marvel did.
the DC universe is it's fucking goofy. People get fucking superpowers and then use their godlike powers to rob banks in Party City costumes. Like it is
It's
inherently
really
goofy.
hard to take a lot of the DC characters and make them like super. And I mean the problem. That's why I didn't. That's why I hate. Like I really don't like Man of Steel because
Yeah.
they chose the worst possible person to make Man of Steel. Let's be real here. It's an okay movie, but if you're gonna make a Superman movie, the worst possible person to choose is Zack Snyder, because his whole thing is that he makes dark, gritty
Mhm.
movies, and that's literally not Superman's character at
Yeah,
all.
no.
Because Superman's whole character is being a beacon of hope.
And the
Zack
first thing he
Snyder should
does is
have
snap
made it.
someone's neck and
Yeah,
blows up
that's
half a
the
city.
worst. Like it, I don't like the visual style of Zack Snyder. Actually, I kind of hate it. I hate the like annoying.
Oh
Just
yeah.
I can barely see what I'm looking at in these movies because it's so dark.
Dude,
I'm
yeah,
like,
I looked at the
I love
grayscale
this
movie and
entire
I,
movie
I
set
looked at the
inside of my
grayscale
bed.
movie and I was like, this is just the same movie.
I love that all of the Zack Snyder movies look like they're shot inside my bedroom with my lights off. Like I can't tell what's
It's so
happening. You made
fun.
a comic book movie. Please add a little bit of vibrance, or at least
Yeah, it
turn the light
literally it
on.
looks like they put a sunglasses lens over their camera lens. Mhm.
Yes. Why does it always look like it's about to just immediately storm?
Yeah. And while I don't think it needs to go as far as like Joss Whedon's did because it was a bit
No,
too
too far.
but there needs to
That
be
wasn't
some
to be
color.
fair. The Joss Whedon version isn't even a. That's not even bad because it's vibrant. That movie's just bad because it wasn't done well. That movie doesn't look bad. Like, it doesn't visually look bad because of vibrancy. It visually looks bad because they applied a shitty vibrancy effect to it.
Yeah.
They feel like an orange and red filter over it, and that's it. That's not
Yeah.
that doesn't fix the problem. But yeah,
Instead
I
of doing
don't
accurate
like.
color correction, they just turned every knob up.
Yeah, it wasn't done well. It was just cheap.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I don't like the first two Snyder movies. I actually really, really dislike them. I think they're fine movies, but as character wise, I think they're incredibly wrong, and I don't enjoy them. I
Um.
find them kind of boring and a product of their time. They're just kind
Mhm.
of stuck. They're like a few years. I guess they did
Yeah.
come out during that exact time. I guess it kind of fit
And
during the time. But these
yeah.
days, you look at it and you're like, I can't tell what I'm looking at. Why does this movie look so dark?
And while Justice League is oh yeah, color can play such an important role in tone shift too, having everything being gray just makes every scene pack less of a punch and they
Yeah.
become less interesting at all. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why kind of getting into spoilers, one of the I'm not gonna mention it just yet. One of the end of the movie scenes, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Of Justice League is so standoffish because it is the most spectacular scene in the whole movie, and they didn't even take the filter off. It just has to be inherently colorful.
Yeah.
But like the fact that the whole movie looks like you're wearing sunglasses. Again,
Yeah,
it
I
does
will
play with
say,
tone. Like,
I want to say something real quick about Justice League. I want to say before we go off about, because I want to get like the things we didn't like about it first out of the way. I
yeah,
want to point out I love the Snyder cut so much. It is so much better than the Whedon cut. It's really well done.
it's
It's
actually
actually a
a good
really good
story.
movie. The tone is completely different from the first two Snyder movies.
Yeah.
It actually has hope, and it actually works with the first two Snyder movies
Hmm.
because of that tone shift. It's designed to have that tone shift. So those first two Snyder movies don't work without the third one, essentially a trilogy, finishing off that tone with an actual happy and hopeful feeling.
Yeah.
But let's get into the bad because
Okay.
I really,
There
like I
are
said a
some
minute ago, and
things.
this movie does the exact same problem. I can't tell what I'm looking at during parts of this movie. Like I'm
Yeah.
watching it, like I literally, like I check my screen. I'm like, is my brightness all the way up? Okay, it is.
And
What's happening? Where did Wonder Woman go?
while some shots in this movie look fucking fantastic, like phenomenal,
Yes,
like
yes,
people say, like I've heard people say that um, the Dark Nightmare, the CGI looks kind of bad. I personally did not notice, and that entire time I was just fucking mystified because
yeah. It looks
of.
really well done.
And it's surprising because this is a director's cut. You wouldn't think they'd put this much money into CGI. Like,
Yeah. Um. What else? There's the obvious complaint. This it does happen, yeah. That we just made about how like it's dumb that these characters kill in the
yeah,
Snyder movies, which does happen here. I don't like that they kill,
and
but
and
it's
the
not
whole
as amplified as it was in the
yeah
first two movies. I will say, like, it's not as glorified. It's definitely there's definitely with strain, and I like
yeah
that, but I still would prefer them not do it at
and
all.
and Schneider's interpretations of literally every single character except for like Wonder Woman is so far out from the original character
Yeah, and
that
by the
it's just
way, I just want to
basically a
explain.
different character with the same powers.
Yeah,
Like
they're basically different characters.
Batman's entire fundamental is gone. Flash,
Uh-huh.
instead of being confident and kind of like comical, and he still is
He's
comical,
still
but he's a
comical,
lot
but
more bumbling and a lot less snarky, I guess.
yeah,
And I still do like this interpretation of the Flash. It just
I do. I think it's really
isn't
interesting. It's
super
not very
Barry
accurate.
Allen.
Yeah,
Isn't super Barry Allen. And who else? Who else? Who else? Superman just literally isn't
yeah,
Superman. You cannot
yeah.
convince me that that Superman is the same Superman. The same thing kind of pops up with who else? Lex definitely is not normal Lex.
Oh no, I hate the Snyder version of Lex. That's just terrible.
I
That's not Lex Luthor.
it's not
In my
I
mind.
find the character really interesting, but it's not
Hmm.
Lex Luthor. It is just
Yeah,
not
it could
Lex
just be
Luthor.
my bias towards that because again, I watched the Justice League cartoon
Yeah.
growing up, and I love that cartoon, and I stand by. That's probably the best interpretation I've ever seen of a superhero cartoon. That show is absolutely incredible.
Mhm.
But they had like the perfect Lex Luthor. He was intimidating. I mean, there's literally a story in the cartoon where he makes a like $4.5 billion presidential campaign and doesn't actually want to become president. He just did it to piss off Superman.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
like
like
there's a whole
Lex Luthor's
confrontation scene, and
whole
he's like, "No, I don't want to be president. You know how much power I'd lose to do that." No, I just wanted to piss him off.
Lex Luthor's whole oh yeah, he would lose power if he became the president.
Yeah,
Lose
that's
power.
like the whole point. That's like why he's such a such a badass of a character. And yeah, I mean he's the bad guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Duh. I'm not rooting for him, but he's a really good bad guy.
Like Lex
Like he's
Luthor's
intimidating.
whole thing is that he is fucking terrifying and he is just a guy.
He is, yeah, he is he's kind of the equivalent to Batman, in a way, isn't
Yeah.
he? He's like, yeah, he's the equivalent to Bruce Wayne being bad.
Yeah, if Bruce Wayne was a really mad rich person.
Hmm.
But
Like that's the
literally,
whole thing. He hates Superman. He like just hates Superman.
and like Lex, and like again, Lex's whole thing is that he can be terrifying. Just he doesn't have to have incredible
Yeah, he doesn't
strength as long as
need
he has
incredible.
confidence, intimidation, and his own fucking mind. He can dominate any room, any person,
He literally,
anywhere.
he literally, that cartoon I mentioned. Is a quick spoiler warning, but
Hmm.
that cartoon I mentioned at the end of it, like the finale of the whole cartoon,
Yeah.
he literally single-handedly takes on Darkseid.
Oh.
He finds the anti-life equation and gives it to Darkseid,
Oh yeah,
and
I've
they
seen
just like they just like
stop
something
existing.
happens. They just like stop existing. They're just gone, which isn't exactly accurate to what the anti-life equation actually does, I suppose. But it's still badass because they just like disappear.
Hmm.
He literally was like, "Fuck you, Darkseid." Whoop, gone.
Oh my god.
Superman couldn't take on Darkseid in that comic. Not in
And
that
Lex
comic.
Luthor
In
just
that
walks up and kills him instantly.
He doesn't kill him. They both die. I think
They both
he just
die.
like, here's the anti-life equation, and then they're gone. I don't know if they died or not. They might have
Oh
just gone to
yeah.
the source wall.
Oh my god. But again, and this Lex Luthor, he can be scary sometimes, but he just
He's
is
not as
not.
manipulative.
He doesn't have the confidence, he doesn't have the
Mhm.
put
The
togetherness.
voice. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
honest. The casting, it's okay, but could have been a lot better. That
Hmm.
guy's voice doesn't do the right type of like. That's not the right voice for him.
Yeah, it's the right
It's
voice
gotta be.
for Schneider's
It's the right.
interpretation, but I
Yeah.
don't like. But it's still not Lex Luthor.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I might be able to find a good Lex Luthor scene from the Justice League show
Yeah,
because he's fucking terrifying.
and honestly, when I watch scenes with the new Lex Luthor where he does the fucked up shit that he did in Batman v Superman, I just honestly can't believe it. Just because the way the character is directed, he just
Hmm.
he isn't intimidating. And while I think
Yeah.
and while I still think that again it's a really interesting interpretation, it's a really interesting character, and it's
Hmm.
really and he does have his moments. Again, I just mentioned how I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. That's still a good scene with Superman. Like he still lost his fucking mind and was still
Hmm.
just absolutely insane. He still has a really cool motivation. He still, or decent motivation. He still has really good moments. Like there's one scene where he's talking about Superman and gods and shit, and he's just squeezing the stress ball the whole time. And then when he actually mentions Superman, he slams it down like that
Yeah.
was too much for him. Like stuff like that is really cool to see out of the character, but it's not Lex Luthor. Like,
I think the problem with Snyder's version of Lex Luthor is he feels kind of like a mix of Lex Luthor with
mhm.
either the Joker or the Riddler.
Oh yeah, I think it's more the Joker.
Yeah, he feels more like the Joker than he does Lex Luthor.
Yeah. They
Here,
already
I
have a
found that one
Joker.
scene where Lex is like, "Yeah, I made a giant campaign just to piss Superman off.
Okay.
This is
Don't
terrifying."
don't.
Here we
Okay.
go.
Wait. I gotta cut to it.
Do you get it?
Not yet. Yet. Okay. There you are.
All right.
Question, isn't it? I believe you took something that belongs to me.
First of all,
Have
the
you seen the
voice.
latest poll?
That's what it
Uh-huh.
should sound like.
It's beginning to look like you're going to be
Booming.
our next president.
Deep,
Just
terrifying.
like in that other world.
Again, his stature,
I
he
wouldn't bet
isn't
against
nervous
me.
at all.
it wouldn't be
He's
true.
incredibly
I want
confident.
you to understand something.
Yeah.
His body language shows that
Although
he's
my
never
distaste for
scared.
you as a
Like,
human being
this
is
is a
far deeper
man.
than
Like,
what I'm
he's
about to do is
terrifying.
personal.
What are you babbling about?
Everything that exists has a specific nature. Each entity exists as something in particular and has characteristics that are part of what it is.
You're going to kill me so that Superman can't.
I'm a well-known crackpot. The Justice League's reputation will survive my actions, and Superman's legacy will remain intact.
Interesting plan. Unfortunately for you, it's not really an option.
He just fucking decks the guy.
God.
President? Foolish, faceless man. My campaign is a farce. A small part of a much grander scheme. President.
God.
Do you know how much power I'd have to give up to be president?
Oh, that line alone is incredibly terrifying.
That's right, conspiracy buff. I spent $75 million on a fake presidential campaign. All just to tick Superman off.
Why is he so strong here?
About those files you stole from me.
He's been hitting gains.
Yeah. He's been working out. But
He's-
yeah, like that's Lex Luthor.
That's Lex Luthor. He's still
Intimidating.
batshit crazy, but he's put together. He is controlled batshit crazy.
All the terrible things of capitalism if they were combined into one evil man.
Mm-hmm.
That is Lex Luthor's character.
But
The
you just
most
you
evil
can't.
businessman you can think of. That's Lex Luthor.
But you don't see that in Zack Snyder's Lex Luthor. He's not put together. The first scene you see him in is he's playing fucking basketball in the middle of his science lab.
Yeah.
He's just not Lex Luthor. He's a really interesting character, but he's not Lex Luthor.
So that's one of the issues we both definitely have. That is just not a Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I watched a movie in which he bathed in blood and had a cult. It was
Holy
weird.
shit.
Yeah, that sounds like Lex Luthor. That's I could see that.
Huh.
Remember that time he got cancer?
Kind of.
Yeah, that was that. I just think that was funny. I remember that just now. That actually happened. In the Justice League cartoon that I just showed,
Yeah.
he literally just gets cancer once because he's carried around like a thing of kryptonite for like his whole life just to like, mess with Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out he has cancer now as a result. And he's like, "Fuck."
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's not
God.
resolved either. He just straight up has cancer now.
Oh, he doesn't just cure it. I assumed he would
No.
be able to cure it because he's that smart, and then he just doesn't release it because he's shit.
No, he makes like a suit he can be in, but for the most part, he just has cancer now.
Oh.
So I'm actually really surprised they went that far because this was a show on like Cartoon Network or something. Then again, the Clone Wars was also on Cartoon Network, and that show got dark as well.
Oh, yeah.
Cartoon Network had some really good shows that went really far, and I respect them for that.
I think that maybe they shouldn't hold shows like that while labeling themselves as a kids viewing thing, especially since Sonic Boom is also on Cartoon Network,
Yeah.
and you compare that to the other shit that they show, and it's like, oh, like no wonder.
Well, to be fair, it's been a while. Cartoon Network doesn't tend to have those shows anymore. This was like 2002. Or
Yeah.
something. It's been a while. I don't tend to do that as much.
Oh.
I kind of miss that though, because I liked when shows did really, really dark stuff without going too far. Obviously, you don't want to scare
Yeah.
the kid and scar them, but do treat them as an adult.
Mhm.
Show them like really deep, interesting conflicts.
Like, they don't have to be. It doesn't have to be dark to introduce a stimulating conflict. A movie shouldn't be for one singular audience.
Yeah, you don't have to just kill a guy on screen.
Which
to have it be dark.
that's
Just
another
do it.
problem with the Zack Snyder cut. It is just for one audience. It's literally only for people who have already seen the original Justice League.
Yeah.
It is only for people who have already seen the original Justice League.
Mhm.
To literally everyone else, I do not recommend you watch this movie. It is, unless, again, I've seen analog. That's another critique, is that this movie is 4 hours long, the Snyder Cut, and while it's a really pretty decent, like 2.5 hours,
It's 4 hours long. Yeah, it's very.
it's
long.
4 hours long, and like the entire first hour and a half is just exposition. But
Yeah. The Amazonian fight was pretty cool, but I got bored really fast.
oh yeah.
Because like,
And
oh, that's
also-
cool, they're fighting. They're still fighting.
Oh, but
Wow,
yeah.
they sure are still fighting. Oh,
Yeah, that happened a lot.
oh, they're still fighting.
The fight was so
Still
long.
fighting.
Oh god, I'm remembering
Still
now.
happening. Nothing's interesting is happening because he's just fighting a bunch of exactly the same people.
Like that one fight made me kind of think
Oh, no.
that Steppenwolf was maybe not that much of a threat, just because of how long he has to fight like 30 Amazonians.
Yeah. And I think the problem is that, like, first of all, then again, it could just be that I haven't watched Wonder Woman in a while, but it
Yeah.
also could just be like, I don't know these characters super well. I don't know who half of these Amazonians are.
Uh-huh. And it doesn't
I
matter. I think my internet's dying.
It's just basically, it's essentially just watching Thanos beat the shit out of Hulk 30
Yeah.
times in a row.
And it's not
Like,
interesting.
do something and eat to fight him.
Although
So that's definitely not a great scene.
yeah, there are definitely scenes like they also reintroduce like the wrong characters. Like they reintroduce characters that already have their own standalone movies. Like there's an
Yeah.
entire scene dedicated to showing off Wonder Woman's powers and just helping you understand
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, which she already had like 2 whole movies before this came out.
To be fair, it was a cool scene. I
It
actually
was
liked
a
that
it
scene
was a
lot.
cool
It wasn't
scene,
bad.
but they should have reintroduced like Batman.
Yeah, I would have liked a Batman introduction, admittedly. To be
Yeah,
fair, the Whedon cut actually did that. So,
that was just weird.
tiny point given there. It wasn't a good reintroduction to Batman. It was really dumb, but
Yeah,
at least we had one.
there are definitely and literally unless if you aren't already invested in the characters of DC and already have seen Justice League and already said Justice League is shit, you do not need to watch the Snyder Cut. Huh. It is it is a pretty good movie, but you do not need to spend 4 hours watching it unless like maybe I think it would become worth watching if you aren't already invested in the universe once they would release like a another cut that has maybe some of the like whether like 2.5 to 3 hours, like stuff like something like that, to where it's like theatrical, because
theatrical.
at that point it would become a lot more interesting to somebody who hasn't already seen the things and isn't just hyped for the movie because it's the Snyder Cut, right?
Yeah. What else is wrong?
There are a lot of really
think I know
self-indulgent
that.
scenes.
About what?
There are a lot of really indulgent scenes where the camera just holds on a character for like 3 minutes while he stands there.
Yeah.
Aquaman!
Ooh. I have a Wonder Woman complaint.
You do?
Soundtrack. Every time she does anything ever, that one Amazonian song plays, and it never changes. She could be walking into her kitchen to grab milk from her fridge, and that
This-
would just start playing.
This
It
theme
would it
has-
never stop.
This theme has never showed up before, and she has a much better theme that is in the movie. It is a really damn good theme, but they don't They use it like twice, and literally every time, and again, you just said this. Literally every time Wonder Woman is on screen doing anything, like getting fucking coffee, you just hear. "Ah."
It's just like weird orchestral sounds. It's like, oh, that's.
Oh, I guess Wonder Woman's here.
I want to see that. Like she's trying to do stealth, and she's like, ooh.
Just blaring.
Like, oh, fuck, there's Wonder Woman.
And Wonder Woman has my favorite theme, if I'm being honest. Like, it is
Why
so
didn't they just use that?
energetic. It is fucking awesome.
Like, there's a difference between a leitmotif and just playing the same song.
Yeah,
every
just
on
playing
screen.
the same song.
It's like if every time Matt Smith walked into the room, they played "I Am the Doctor." Oh wait, that happened.
And this is
didn't it? Never mind. That actually is exactly what happened. It's like if David Tennant were on screen, and every single time it played, they just played Bad Wolf. Like literally every time he walked on to the screen.
not a leitmotif, just played the song. Like somebody went on their phone and pressed play.
Like, oh shit, Wonder Woman's here. Get the weird screaming sounds ready. We gotta play them while she's in the room.
and most of literally every other song in the soundtrack is really fucking good. So I don't know why this song is the
I don't
exception.
know why and it wouldn't be an issue if they just made more than one song. But they didn't, so it just
They just
time
use the
it doesn't
same.
anything ever. It's the same theme, and it's like, why?
Like if you just if you just saw those scenes, you would think that Wonder Woman's the freaking main character because her theme is given presence over literally every other character.
It's
Like
if the Iron Man theme played
it
every
is
time
so
you showed up
distinct.
in all of the Avengers movies.
And that's another weird thing. Wonder Woman, and I was gonna say I wasn't gonna take the other soundtrack. Although other than Flash's theme, Wonder Woman kind of is the only one that has a distinct theme.
Yeah.
Like everyone else's theme now is just kind of
They-
like it is. They have themes. It's just
Oh.
like all I'm playing guitars while underground, and the camera is not underground. Like
That's one of those classic Hollywood mistakes of having a soundtrack where almost all of the songs sound
Yeah.
identical. That
literally.
Marvel had a really, really bad problem with for a long time.
And
Like
it's,
I remember
and it
Marvel
sucks.
had this massive issue where, like, for a good while, all of their characters' themes sounded identical.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think
hmm
somewhere around there, maybe Winter Soldier. Somewhere around there, though, that changed, and they started actually having themes. Like the Avengers theme, everyone knows the Avengers theme now. So they actually fixed that up.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I don't need to explain why that movie's soundtrack is amazing.
It just is.
It's great. It just is. It's just a bunch of really good songs.
But more on that, it fucking sucks that all their themes sound the same because they do this really fucking awesome thing at the end of the movie, not the end of the movie, but during the big fight where when the characters start working together, they literally layer their
Flash.
themes on top of each other. And it sounds so fucking cool, but you can't notice it because it sounds the exact same as if just one of the themes was playing. Because
And it's weird that they didn't do that because it's not. It shouldn't be too hard. Like I could do it right now, basically. Like really, I could do it right now.
yeah,
The Flash's theme, keep the Flash's theme the same. It's actually really good. I love the Flash's theme. It perfectly fits him.
Wonder Woman's theme is also
Superman-
really good.
Yeah.
Keep Wonder Woman's theme.
Wonder
The drums really fit as the warrior is. What?
Full.
You cut out for everything you said.
Oh.
Oh, and also the stream cut out. What the hell is happening to my internet? Low. Okay, we're back.
So yeah, the Flash's theme is good. Wonder Woman's theme is good. I'm going to personally do the themes for all the other characters right now.
Uh-huh.
Batman's theme should have been like. It should have been like more of a post-rock guitar style,
Uh-huh.
like Nirvana. It should have sounded like a
Yeah.
like an like just like no lyrics, no
And it should have lead in a little
be an
harder to
orchestral
previous
vocal.
Batman themes because some of those are really iconic.
Yeah, Superman should be just normal, hopeful, orchestral. Get like a
Yeah.
good like basic like get a good basic song that you can remember for a motif, but just orchestral.
Although for Schneider it would probably be like church music because the symbolism for God is not subtle at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Cyborgs should be pretty obvious. Hard metal,
Yeah.
like metal rock should be
Yeah.
Cyborg's theme. That's the perfect fit.
He
And
literally-
then um, Aquaman's a bit difficult, but kind of like aquatic sounding,
Yeah.
like kind of um Bahaman, I guess.
Mhm.
Like something like that. More
Yeah.
like more based around like sea tropical sounding instrument.
It's just
That's what that should
just
be.
anything other than just anything other than I played my electric guitar and turned the amp very far down.
Yeah, that's
Please.
basically what should happen. They should all just have very basically they all should have had distinctly different main instruments. That's the number
Yeah.
one way to do that. You combine them all and it's really cool.
And yet the only one that really seems to have anything other than guitar is Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Like the Flash has a decent one as well with synthesizers. I mean it's
Yeah.
guitarish, but it also has synthesizers.
But like it's only played in one scene.
It's only played in one scene. One badass scene, but one scene.
One scene.
I think that's the end of my complaints.
Give me 1 minute. I know I can think of something else. The Nightmare. I know you haven't seen it yet, but it was very jarring to go from normal time because there's an entire epilogue where everyone just kind of goes and does their own shit, and everyone's again just doing their own shit, and then suddenly it's an apocalypse and everything and Superman is evil. Like it's this whole the transition is so fucking jarring.
That literally should have just been during the. Remember when they're doing the box, like they're dealing with a box and they're reviving
Yeah.
Superman, and they get like that vision.
I think it should have been the end credits.
That would have been a good choice. So it could have been a good end credit scene. Or I think they cut out. I could be wrong about this one. I'm pretty sure they cut out the premonition scene where the Flash shows up because like Batman actually mentions like I had like a premonition. But he doesn't
Oh no,
actually-
Premonition was in
show it.
Batman v Superman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He mentioned it in the movie as well, though, which is weird.
That's one of the things that made Batman go batshit over Superman, is because Batman had the dream about the future, and the Flash came back and was like, Bruce, he's gonna fucking kill us all. You have to kill Batman. Or not kill Batman, you have to kill Superman. He's gonna destroy everyone. And that's one of the things that makes Batman go batshit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think. Do you have anything else?
Martian Manhunter was kind of slammed in there.
Oh yeah, he was in there for a second.
I
Yeah, he
really
was there.
think Martian Manhunter is a really interesting character, and I really like his inclusion. But
yeah, I kind of wish he was in this movie, or at least in the second one, without it just being like, oh, end credit.
what do you mean? What?
Was it end credit? I haven't gotten there yet. I just know it's in there. I've seen the scene.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter was in. There's a scene where Superman's mom goes to talk to Lois, and then goes, "Hey, I know you're sad. Don't be," and then leaves. But as soon as she leaves, she turns into the Martian Manhunter, and you don't see him again, even though there's a fucking universal threat going on until the very end, where he walks up into the epilogue, where he walks up to Wayne and goes, "Yo, there's a universal threat. Can you believe it?"
Can you believe it?
Anyways, I'll be around. Bye. That's all he does. And honestly, I think that scene would have been better if it just was Superman's mom instead of it being fucking Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. Best use of one of my favorites. I love John Jones. He's great. One of
Yeah.
my favorites. I love Martian Manhunter. He's so interesting and neat and fun.
And
I hope we get a Green Lantern soon. I really want a Green Lantern movie to be good. Because, like, we kind of need a good Green Lantern movie.
sorry, someone was talking to me from outside my door. Yeah, Green Lantern should have
We
been
need a
in this
good Green
movie.
Lantern movie.
It doesn't have to be Ryan Reynolds. In fact,
Yeah,
it shouldn't be
yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds. But
Just in general, actually, no, I actually kind of disagree with you, and this is probably just biased because I watched the Justice League cartoon,
mhm.
but I don't. If they introduce Green Lantern, I kind of don't want the main Green Lantern people think of Hal Jordan.
Mhm.
That's his name, right? Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually want Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern.
I was saying do not take Ryan Reynolds,
Oh.
please.
Yeah,
he doesn't even fit Hal
Terrible.
Jordan. Like
No. Terrible choice. Do not do that. Don't even use Hal Jordan, in my opinion.
yeah.
What should happen is we should get.
I know who you're talking. I know who you're gonna say, but I don't know the name. The stream cut out, and also you cut out. What is happening to my
Oh.
internet? We're gonna have to cut it short, like cut it soon, because my internet's shit. What were you saying?
John Stewart. I
John
want John
Stewart.
I love John Stewart's version.
Mm-hmm.
He is a ex-Marine and a Green Lantern.
Uh-huh.
That's about it, I think. But he's just really awesome, and I really like his character.
Oh. I know I keep shitting on this movie, but one last thing, I promise. There are
Yeah.
way too many scenes where Steppenwolf, the main villain, just kind of goes back and explains his plan to the giant pillar. There are just it's
It
just like the
really
exact
was.
same
It
dialogue
really
every time. Like
Yeah.
we don't need that many scenes of the same thing. You just
Yeah.
don't.
If you want to see John Jones, by the way, also it'd be nice to have him on there because that'd be a bit of representation.
Oh yeah.
Green Lantern Corp. And again, this is my favorite Green Lantern. I love John Stewart. He is my favorite Green Lantern. John Stewart is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He is a badass. He's basically the Falcon if he were a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
That pretty much sums up his character. So yeah, that would be cool. I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect way to reintroduce the Green Lanterns because then it doesn't look like Hal Jordan because it's not Hal Jordan. It gives people a different way to view the Green Lanterns. I think it's a much better.
And then you don't have to face the backlash from recasting Hal Jordan.
Yeah, you can just not have to deal with it, and you get progressivism. You get some progressive stuff in there with a really good casting, and you get Jon Stewart, who is a fucking badass, and one of my favorite interpretations of the Green Lanterns. But yeah, that's enough being mean to this movie. There are some good things in this, I assure you.
Okay, yeah,
This
yeah.
movie is so much better than the Whedon version.
It is
Joss Whedon
unbelievable.
version butchered this entire movie. It is insane the amount of stuff that's just not there.
Yeah. Like the
I mean-
entire last half of this movie is just completely rewritten. There is an entirely different climax, and
Yeah.
and the
Cyborg
entire
is
tone of the
great.
movie is changed. Like in the original
Yeah.
Joss Whedon cut, there were all these really fucking weird and not funny and sometimes kind of creepy jokes.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're all
not-
gone here, which definitely affects the tone. But the jokes that were good are left in. Like the jokes that were good,
Yeah,
and there are
the good
other
jokes
good
are
jokes
left
that will replace it. Like,
The Flat, I gotta say, as much as it's not accurate to the comics, I really like this version of the Flash.
Oh yeah, no, I love this version of the Flash.
He's great.
It's he's
What?
like he's
I think
yeah,
that's
he's
interesting.
yeah, he's kind of bumbling and kind of wacky, but he still has that like cocky charm to him. Like there's one scene where he tries to get a fucking job at
Hmm.
a dog place, and he
That
goes
is actually that's his introduction scene, I think.
that's
That's
his
his
introduction
perfect
scene.
introduction.
But when he comes back inside, he just took this hot dog from a person he saved, and he's
Yeah.
feeding it to the dogs, and he's like, "Oh, I always have meat on me because it helps the dogs calm down in such distressing situations. I'm hired Monday." Like he still has the cocky sense to him, even though he's not put together, and it works surprisingly really well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great introduction scene, by the way,
Hmm.
because it introduces his powers, shows us a really cool one of those slow down movement ones with an actually like really well done version of that. Because usually they just do it like that, where they slow down stuff and it doesn't show like the effects that type of stuff has.
Oh
I really
yeah.
like that one. 'Cause, like he turns around and his shoes fucking disintegrate instantly.
Just
They're
gone.
just gone. His shoes are destroyed.
Oh, there's a really
fucking.
fucking cool thing with glass where he puts
Yeah,
his hand
glass
up to
too.
glass and
And
and it doesn't instantly break. It like folds
yeah.
back like water. Like it literally
Mhm.
like you're like the
And
surface
then it
of water and then it shatters. Like it's so
I
fucking
heard
cool.
somewhere in the comments on a YouTube video of it that it looked like he was trying to phase through it
Hmm.
but wasn't able to, and it just broke instead.
Yeah. I mean
That
maybe
was cool though.
cuz he does
It was so
successfully
cool.
phase.
Hmm. I hope we get more phasing through stuff as well.
It'd be
'Cause it's
really
one of his-
funny. It'd be really funny if he was just like,
He can
"No,
speed
fuck
up
this
his
person."
molecules so fast.
Fuck the store owner. They better hire me.
Better hire me.
The door was right there. I don't know why you went through the window.
So he does that, and he saves the woman, and like their car just explodes.
Also, I'm pretty sure they introduced Iris. Like, I'm pretty sure that was Iris.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah. But that's our introduction to the Flash. It's really good. I really like this version of the Flash.
Hmm.
He's pretty cool in scenes. We have some really cool scenes that like they don't overuse the slowdown thing, and I think they actually only use it just that one time to introduce him. Every other
No,
time.
it's used in like every scene.
Oh really?
Other
yeah,
than
remember.
other than when he's just running in circles. Every other
Yeah,
scene, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure there's slowdown. Well, no. Every scene where it's focused on the Flash, there's
Well,
slowdown.
yeah, that makes sense because that is probably accurate to what he's seeing for the most part. So
It makes sense, but it's still just used so goddamn much.
yeah,
Like,
I will say it is done better than most movies are.
mhm.
I like this version of that, but yeah.
My name's not Laura. I got a text message saying, "You have a $130 Amazon Rewards credit gift card, Laura."
Yeah, the Flash is great though in this movie. There are a few scenes though where they don't do that, and it's neat. Like there's a circle, and he uses his powers, and he's like running really fast through the air to get the debris gone. There's the
Mhm.
really cool scene where they bring Superman back, and he like the box like falls down and it hits the water, and he's moving so fast that it actually reverses time for a few
Oh,
seconds,
yeah.
and the box goes back up. And we have that one scene, and it was in the Whedon version where we saw that picture, but we never figured out why it focused on the picture. It just was
Mhm.
weird. And this one, we got to see it because we got to see the picture go into the water, and then we got to see it slowly come back out as an introduction to the fact that he can just reverse time.
Oh
because of
yeah,
how
it's
fast-
so fucking cool. Flash. That's something to explore here that really hasn't been put to film, other than like the
Yeah.
Flash TV show, which they have to do. But Flash is literally faster than time itself. He can run
Mhm.
faster than time can pass.
Basically, he's faster than the speed of light, and that is actually theoretically plausible. If you go faster than light can travel, you can go back in time,
Hmm.
which is how the Flash works. He goes that fast.
Yeah. And it is so cool.
It is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
it comes into play later on in the movie. Do you think we can show the clip?
I think if it's muted.
Oh.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I think we should tell them to go look for it yourselves. Like,
Mhm.
it is this fucking amazing. This is honestly the best scene in the movie. Best scene in the movie.
Here's spoiler for that because it literally is the best scene in the movie.
I'm
As
gonna
you're
say
running.
go find it yourself.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get copyrighted. But
No, I was just gonna talk about it and say what happens in it.
it is so fucking cool. So basically, they do the thing in the movie. Superheroes just lose. Like everyone fucking dies.
Yeah, so the mother box is there, and it goes off, all three of them, and it actually happens, and like Steppenwolf's plan works, and the planet just gets incinerated. Everyone just dies,
Except
and
for Flash.
except the Flash.
Who
Right before
was
The
charging up.
bomb hits him. He does
wait.
the phasing thing, charging up like his speed real quick. He charges up that. He does like the phasing thing to slow down, like, just to be like really fast.
Oh yeah, where you can literally move
And
faster than
Then
like
he heals
mass.
real quick. And there's this really awesome scene where he's like this really good acting where he's like, okay, you gotta break your rules and you gotta do it now.
Oh yeah, and there's the one rule he's had this whole
Roll.
movie. We should probably explain that. The one rule he's had this
Yeah.
whole movie is that he's not allowed to go faster than the speed of light because it fucks with time. So literally
It
the
does.
first thing he says once the universe gets destroyed is, "All right, you just gotta break the rule. You
Gotta break the rule.
You gotta break the rule. You gotta go faster than the
Really
speed of
good
light. You gotta go faster, and you gotta do it now."
There's really good acting.
Oh,
And while he's doing this, he has this amazing callback to earlier on in the movie, the relationship between his father and him.
yeah.
Really good. And then just the visuals of him
Yeah.
running. Because the Earth
He-
gets incinerated.
Oh
keep in
yeah.
mind.
So
So when he runs back to undo that, he is literally running, and with each step, the ground rebuilds around him.
he's
He is
literally bringing
while
back
running,
the world
rebuilding the Earth.
with each step.
And
It is one of the
so
coolest
cool.
visuals.
It has
Like,
this incredible soundtrack music with this
Oh,
nice
yeah.
synthesizer that gets progressively more interesting. There's just those amazing visuals, like we said, of just the world literally rebuilding around him as he runs forward through time.
mhm.
There's this beautiful visual of the of like space, and then it undoing. It is one of the best interpretations I've ever seen of a speedster in all of movies ever. Like, it's amazing. You get to see like the characters get like undisintegrated, so like Superman and other characters get like rebuilt. The visuals are just stunning. The music is stunning. It's probably the best scene in the movie.
It's definitely the most. It's one of the, if not like the most creative superhero scene put to film.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can literally see like the freaking solar system because Earth is just gone, so you can literally
Yeah.
see like the solar system in the background as Flash runs and rebuilds the Earth with each step, and it
The
is
acting,
the acting's
I
amazing
gotta-
because he goes on about how
so good.
because he goes on about how he wants his dad to know that if he doesn't make it through this that he was one of the people that saved the world. He goes on about how
The direct line of him being one of the best, which is a direct callback to earlier on in the movie when his father tells him to be one of the best of the best.
oh
That-
yeah
like that,
there's
that
another
was not in the
callback
movie cut.
where he's like you gotta make your own future and make your own past,
Gotta
which
make
is
your own
also
future and
another
make your own past.
callback.
And then he later says that, and he literally does that. And he's like, you gotta make your own future, you gotta make your own past, and he literally does that, and I love that. That is perfect movie.
Flash
That
is a
like,
living Control Z.
that is like perfect movie story stuff right there. That's like exactly what you should do in a good story.
Oh yeah.
Have a cool callback to like an earlier on the scene, and have it be big important and have him actually do it, that is poetic.
Oh yeah, it is
His
so
acting, Ezra Miller
goddamn
is
cool.
so good as the Flash. His acting blew me away with this scene. He's my favorite character in the movie.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the most interesting character.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, just the acting he does there, it's fucking crazy good acting. Oh, it's such a good delivery of that line.
And
The
it's
visuals,
so good.
just all of that scene blows me away. It is so good.
It's so.
Best scene in the movie. That single-handedly is a reason to watch this.
It's so goddamn good. And Flash himself, while he was very underutilized in the original Joss Whedon cut,
He was, and it's sad because he literally in this movie. If he wasn't in this movie, they would have just lost.
it was yeah
Because they did. They just did.
It was, and his scenes are a lot more interesting. He does a lot more things. His character is a lot better explained, and he's not just the comic relief.
Yeah, he's
so
like
cool.
I would equate the Flash of the Justice League to Spider-Man. He's DC's Spider-Man.
That one
It's
scene where he runs by Superman, and Superman keeps up with him, and he just looks fucking terrified. Just
Good
that
acting,
shit,
yeah.
fucking terrified is still hilarious to me. He's like, oh god, I'm so fucked.
But honestly, in this movie, it's very apparent because one of the things that has been shown by the constantly, most interpretations of him being on the Justice League shows why he's there. Sometimes he acts very immature and is very childish, but he is the most emotionally mature person on that team.
Oh my
kidding.
god, that's so goddamn true.
He's very childish, but he is the most emotionally stable
God.
and mature person on the team. He is the heart and soul of the Justice League. And without him, they probably would have lost their shit faster. He is the glue of that team.
Oh. He's the only
is
one in
funny,
the
though.
Justice League that isn't batshit insane.
Yeah.
No, actually, Batman's kind of the only one that isn't crazy, or that is crazy.
You sure about it? That is, yeah. But he is the most emotionally mature person on the Justice League. He really is. He doesn't show it very much, but he is the most emotionally mature person there.
Yeah.
He knows how to deal with people.
Which
He
is
may
one
be
of the
difficult
things
at it,
that made Joss Whedon's interpretation shit.
Yeah, he's a very caring
What is
person,
brunch?
and he's really good at it.
I didn't realize it, but that "what is brunch" line pisses me off, dude.
Yeah, that what is brunch line is very annoying and dumb. Like,
And Barry
what is
Allen.
brunch?
And again, I started watching The Flash recently because I was like, I need more Flash.
Yeah.
But Barry Allen is
Flash.
like the heart and soul of things. So it is
Yeah.
so when they introduce this Barry Allen and he's like, I have no friends. What is brunch? I'm
What
like,
is brunch? What? That's not right.
that's not. What about Iris and Star Labs and all that? What about literally all your friends? You have so many friends. What about your fucking adoptive father?
I'll be right back. I need water. You can just keep
Okay.
talking.
But this is probably my favorite interpretation of Flash ever put into film. I don't know if it's my favorite ever put to screen because I'm watching Flash right now, and honestly, it's really goddamn good. I really like that interpretation of Barry Allen, and also Hollywood's been doing this really weird thing with younger actors, especially with comics, where instead of making them young geniuses, like Barry Allen and maybe not Barry Allen. Maybe Barry Allen. Yeah, Barry Allen and not Tom Holland, Peter Parker, because they both are incredibly smart, but they're both kind of young, so you don't really
I'm back.
see that, and it sucks. But other than that, I love his interpretation of this movie. I was just talking about how the young geniuses, other than like the TV show Gotham, when they portray characters that are supposed to be like young geniuses, like Peter Parker and Barry Allen, they kind of just don't interpret that. They just kind of are teenagers. Like, that was one of the things that I didn't like about Peter Parker, was that Peter Parker is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And he is just not in the MCU. And they kind of did that with Barry Allen, where, I mean, he made his own suit, which is really cool, but, I mean, where's literally everything else of this really cool character come into play? But other than that, this is a really cool interpretation of Barry Allen, and it works really well. And I think what they kind of tried to do is kind of combine all of the Flashes, like all of the good Flashes, and that's kind of what Barry Allen is here.
I also think they'll probably show a lot more of his character in the Flash movie that's coming out.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. This is just us fanboying about Flash. I fucking love Flash. I've always loved Flash.
One of my favorites. I love his character. I love his powers. I think he's...
There's a dab emote? Hold on. Pause everything. What? There is a dab emote? What the hell? That is so cursed. Look at YouTube chat.
Well, you can get wrong. It's actually elbow cough. I tried to copy and paste it. It didn't work.
It's elbow cough. Save image as. What the hell? Why is there a dab emote? Okay, going back. This is just gonna be us fanboying about Flash. For like.
Yeah, I really like the Flash. Also, I guess we can quickly go over whatever video game stuff happened this week. Did anything happen this week?
Other than I feel like some big things did happen this week. I think Nintendo commented on March 31st stuff, which, dude, Mario's gonna die in 3 fucking days. I'm so excited.
I should probably mention that. Yeah, Mario's public execution will be held in 3 days. So, if you haven't bought Super Mario 3D All-Stars yet, go buy it now, or don't, because you can probably find it on Best Buy, and that was a total lie.
You probably find it at any third-party video game seller. Or you could just, like,
actually,
emulate
if you
it
have a
yourself.
code for it right now, you can just emulate it yourself also. Also, if you have a code for it right now, you can literally still download that after 3D All-Stars goes down, and if you already own 3D All-Stars, you can re-download it. Even
which is
after it's
very
down.
nice. If they didn't do that, I would have been pissed.
Yeah. It just, you can't buy it for some reason. Monster Hunter Rise came out. I need to check that out. I haven't had a chance. But the new Monster Hunter game is out for the Switch only right now.
I never really liked Monster Hunter, so I'm gonna stay away from that game.
I've heard it's really good, and it looks really pretty for the Switch, so I might look into it.
It looks really pretty, but I don't like Monster Hunter.
No, that's fair.
I don't like those games where the whole point of the bosses is you have to fight them for fucking half an hour straight. It pisses me off when a boss fight is that goddamn long.
Pikmin Go is a thing. They're gonna do basically Pokemon Go, I think, but with Pikmin. So I'm not entirely sure what
Instead
that
of throwing
is.
Pikmin, you throw your phone at giant lizards.
Yeah. I don't really know exactly what that is. I'm not hyped for it like other Pikmin fans are. I'm also not super angry. I just don't care. I mean, if it's cool when it comes out, I'll be excited. But I, at the current moment, have no strong opinions one way or the other about that existing.
Oh, Animal Crossing X Sanrio's cards came out.
They did.
Is
No one
that
bought them. They
the...
apparently sold out instantly.
What are the Sanrio cards? Can you explain?
I think Hello Kitty.
Oh, okay. They sold out? I mean, that makes
Basically-
sense.
Yeah, they're all gone. They were all gone the day they released.
Are you serious? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Why is this a problem in the world?
Have
How
you
is this
seen the
happening?
Evergreen?
Have you seen what?
The Evergreen?
No.
Oh, you haven't heard about the boat?
What? Okay, that is
You don't know about that? Okay.
No. That was really
right-
scary. You first going, you haven't heard about the Evergreen? No, you haven't heard about the boat. You immediately had flashbacks to every
no,
boat
this is actually
incident.
This is actually really funny.
Oh, okay.
So there's a giant trade boat that like has a ton of things on it,
Uh-huh.
and it's currently in the Suez Canal. Suez, I don't know how to pronounce it. And it got
Seuss.
stuck. It got stuck,
You got stuck?
and it's been there for like 2 weeks now. It's still there. They don't know how to get it out.
I can't. Oh, sorry. It's late.
It's stuck. Here, I'll show you a
Stuck?
picture. Not even that deep. They just can't get it out. This single-handedly has destroyed. Like this has single-handedly shut down the free market. This one boat got stuck, and it has destroyed the market. This has destroyed like
It doesn't even
almost
like
all
look
the
stuck. It looks like you could
from-
push it.
yeah. This right here has single-handedly shut down 10% of the Pentagon.
Oh, holy hell.
This single-handedly has shut down like a portion of just how
Why do these
capitalism
pictures look like they're taken on World War II lens?
I don't know how this happened. Oh, I remember. The other thing about this, I don't know if this was intentional or not. It might have been, but it drew a, well,
Oh, fuck. I can't show that.
no, it drew an inappropriate object and then successfully got itself stuck and wedged in between a canal and has been there for 2 weeks straight. That's what's happening. It's stuck now.
The jokes write
They-
themselves.
Move it.
That's so
It drew a
stupid.
phallic object, got stuck, and it's been there for weeks.
For
And it
so long.
single-handedly has destroyed like a 50% of just how capitalism functions. Because
Ooh.
nothing can go through that canal.
Wait, I have one more thing before we go back to DC.
Yeah.
PlayStation's been doing this really cool thing called, I sound like I'm sponsored. Called Stay at Home, like the Stay at Home initiative or whatever. And they've been putting a bunch of free games. Like they've been taking a bunch of indie games and AAA games, VR games, whatever, and just making them free. And not even for like it's for a limited amount of time, but when you download them, you like forever. And it's just this whole
nice.
thing to make you stay at home and not give people COVID. It's kind of funny.
That's a really good incentive.
Yeah, but it's really cool. They released like 9 free games that you can go claim now, and it will be on your profile forever. And there's some really damn good games in here. There's it's like 3 of them are VR games. There's there's Moss, there's Astrobot, there's Enter the Gungeon, there's Res Infinite. I don't remember the others. I think Ratchet and Clank was on there for a while, but it's gone now. And they're gonna add more. Like they're gonna keep adding to it. And the thing is, you can claim this without even owning a PS4. You just have to have an account. So like if you ever intend to buy a PS5, you could claim these games now and then have them playable on PS5.
Oh, nice. That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's just really so if you ever intend to get a PS4, PS5, go do that. Then you'll have like 6 games that you can play
games,
immediately
yeah.
from downloading, immediately from just owning the console.
Nice.
Some damn good games on there. Thumper's on there, and that is one of the trippiest rhythm games I've ever fucking played in my life.
Nice. That's really cool. I really like that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, no, the Evergreen. Oh, you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just going back to the Evergreen. I just think it's really funny.
It is.
It just got stuck.
It's so
This
comical.
is shut down. This has shut down the trade, like all of trade, by the way, in that entire area. No ships can get through that canal now
It doesn't
because
even look
it
stuck.
took up the whole canal. It's stuck, and they can't move it, and it's really funny.
It shouldn't be, but it's so comical.
This is so stupid.
How did
This
they
is
do
the
that? Did they
dumbest
try to
thing
do? Did they
that's
try to
ever
fucking
happened.
drift in a boat?
I don't know. I don't know how this.
They were like,
happens,
I
but
remember
this is
this, and
the dumbest, funniest thing that has happened.
I remember this scene in Initial D.
Guys, watch this. I'm gonna do some drifting. Oh.
Hey guys,
Oh, no.
watch this! I'm gonna single-handedly close off this entire canal and fuck up the whole market. It's gonna be so sick.
No, I just imagine some guy being like, "Hey, you ever seen Hyperlight Drifter? Oh, shoot, the boat.
You ever seen Hyperlink?
You ever seen Tokyo Drift? Oh fuck."
How the fuck does this happen? You ever listen to
Oh, God,
Eurobeat?
even worse. They go, "Captain, how does this happen? You ever seen Tokyo Drift?"
You ever seen Initial D?
Yeah, they go up to her. Yeah, it was a girl. Yeah, they go up to her and they're like, "You ever see, what, Captain? How did you manage this?" Tokyo Drift's a really cool movie.
But it's not at all.
Turns out it doesn't work with boats.
It does- I'm gonna fucking start crying. Oh my god. It's so stupid. How does this happen?
I don't,
Oh, I don't understand.
oh man, that's so fucking stupid.
It's so dumb.
Aiden was speaking about cards.
Oh yeah.
Where-
They went from
Yeah, they
$6
scanned animal
to
stuff
30
into a
to like 7,000 for 10 packs.
Yeah, that sounds like scalping.
It does. I can't believe we've gone to scalping trading cards. I mean, I know they have content on them, but
back, but the Pokemon cards at McDonald's actually got like the Pokemon Company did a good thing and actually just restocked them.
mm-hmm.
Otherwise, McDonald's Happy Meals were going to become scalping grounds.
Oh yeah, freaking so many cuz I remember DJ my friend Donagore is back into collecting Pokemon cards. But right as he got into Pokemon cards, everyone else got into Pokemon cards, and even in my like small town, we couldn't find any. Like there were none in stock. He did actually end up having to resort to eating just McDonald's for like a week just so we could get the card he wanted. Like
Oh man, this is how I feel about my computers, which are progressively getting worse by the
except
day.
you don't get to eat McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't get a benefit. It just sucks. The last good PC I found that was worth that actually had a 30 series card in it.
Mhm.
I think it was just a 3060, and it is like $1,600,
Oh my god.
and it's a pre-build, so it's not just the card.
Kadikarus, a YouTuber I watched, uploaded a video after like 4 months telling us about where he'd been. It was animated, so it was kind of odd, but it was really good. And a lot of the stuff he said in that video about building his new PC and how hellish it was, like he ended up spending like $4,000, and he only got he got a 3090, but he went through like 2 whole computers before he got a computer that actually worked.
Yeah, it's
Like-
hell right. The market is destroyed.
Like, apparently he ordered one computer that said it was still in stock and could be shipped the next day, but it wasn't shipped the next day or the day after that or the day after that. So he called them and they were like, "We lied.
We lied.
We don't actually have this computer in stock, but we'll send it to you when we do."
Oh no. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. Here's an example of the average pre-built. So this has 60 gigabytes of RAM,
But
RTX 3060, just 3060, not even Ti.
oh my god.
600 watts of power. Trying to find the PSU, another PSU.
What was the CPU? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. i5 10600.
Oh, what
Yeah.
the fuck? That
And
i5?
it has an i5 10600 KF. So that's about maybe a little bit better than. I think that's better than the Ryzen 5 3600 though.
That's
So.
still just an i5
Yeah,
for
and it total costs $1,500.
How much RAM does it have? I want to know if they put all their money in on the RAM.
It's 16 gigabytes of RAM.
What the hell? That would have been funny if it was like you get an i5 and a 3060, but you get 136 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
They just
No,
paid
it's
so
just-
much money for
It's
the RAM.
just really expensive. It's probably the graphics card.
Oh my god, I would bet good money that it was just the graphics card, unless they built the fucking case out of titanium. Look, if you see here, we built this
Yeah,
heatsink out of
case does have
steel.
tempered glass. And again, maybe you're right about the case actually, because it does have tempered glass on both sides. Actually, all sides of it are tempered glass, so maybe it's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, PCs suck right now. It'll be a while till I get to play Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah. Speaking of, it's on sale right now. For as
It is.
a friend told me, the lowest it's ever been. So if you ever
Yeah.
intend to get VR, buy it now. It's good.
Yeah, you can play it. Buy it.
I still think if you ever intend to get into VR to get a computer good enough to play it, you should buy
Yeah.
it just because it might never go this low for like a year.
I would right now, but I just don't want to. I don't want to spend any of the money I have right now because I'm just trying to save up to $1,500 to buy
Oh,
a
yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
and I don't want to buy something I can't immediately use.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just spend the 60 during that time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care too much.
And
I
then
can
the normal sale price isn't that bad. I just anniversary, pretty big sale. It's still only 40% off. Like,
Yeah,
it might not go this low for maybe like a year.
yeah.
Which for who
Oh,
knows? Maybe that's the amount of time it'll take you to get a computer, which would fucking suck. But it might
Yeah.
be.
I think last time I went over this, I think I mentioned Intel's working on a GPU.
We haven't had podcast for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go over this real quick. Yeah, sorry about that, by the way. I have a job now, so
Yeah,
we're-
if it's been really busy.
yeah, we might just start doing like recorded ones and then uploading them.
Yeah.
But Intel's gonna make a graphics card basically.
Uh-huh.
That's all we know. We just know they're going to make a graphics card series, and that hopefully it'll be good, and hopefully they will have stock. They don't have to try that hard. Like they really don't. All they have to do is have it in stock and have it sell at MSRP with bot protection. That's literally it. And they would instantly win over the entire PC fan base because right now both AMD and Nvidia, if Intel does like actually puts effort forth to care about their consumers, it will destroy those other companies because everyone hates them right now,
Mm-hmm.
including me, because they have done everything in their power to show that they don't care about us. So because they don't have any competition, but if a competition actually shows up, they're fucked.
Yeah, companies have been really good recently at showing us how much they don't care about us, which is really
Yeah.
fucked because we're all on a pandemic.
What I just hope happened, I just really hope that Intel
Oh.
knocks it out of the park with this GPU. Even if I don't want the GPU, I just want it to do well, just so Nvidia and AMD suffer as a result.
Oh yeah.
I specifically want both of those companies to have to deal, like, just do a ton of service work to gain back all of the audience that they just fucked over for like a year. I want them to suffer as a direct result of this.
Like, it doesn't even have to be a great graphics card. It just has to be in stock. Like,
Yeah, it needs to just, all it needs to be is equivalent to a 3060 and
Or
be
better.
MSRP and in stock. That's all you have to do, and you will destroy both of those companies. I can understand them having issues with the stock because they're still making a graphics card at the end of the day, but just have bot protection and you win.
mm-hmm.
Just ask companies to have basic bot protection and you instantly win.
Oh yeah. Just instantly.
So, also GameStop is gonna sell graphics cards now.
Oh, actually, did you hear that? Actually, I don't know if this is true, but I saw a thing on Twitter where Reggie was gonna resign from GameStop.
Oh, I did not hear
Like,
about
he
that.
made the stocks go up, and Reggie was just like, "All right, my job is done. I'm gonna go play Wii."
All right, I'm out. Whoop.
Wait, where's that one clip where he is like, "All right, now I've got to go
all
play."
right. Now I have to go play Animal Crossing on my Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, he just leaves. Reggie leaves GameStop.
Now I have to go and play Animal Crossing.
I mean, a
on my
lot of
Nintendo.
people are reporting on it. So if it's not true, then but it says a lot of people are saying that he's gonna step down, which
I
kind
can
of
see
sucks. But I'm glad he gets to go back to playing Animal Crossing on his 3DS.
Whatever he wants to do, yeah. Yeah.
I will be unhappy if he does anything other than play Animal Crossing on his 3DS. I want him to do streams. That's like the darkest timeline where Reggie goes from working at Nintendo and GameStop at like the peak, and then goes to work and then just starts Twitch streaming.
He starts Twitch streaming.
And the cross with me. This is a stroke happening in chat. Animal Crossing. ML cross. Please. I haven't played Animal Crossing in so long. I'm pretty sure everyone on my island is dead.
Oh no. I think my town's on fire.
Pretty sure if I came to my island right now, my island would be fucking overrun and nature would have taken over.
Yeah,
I haven't played Animal Crossing since like October.
My Animal Crossing probably looks like that one abandoned city in the ocean. So, but yeah, GameStop will have graphics cards for some reason, only online, so it doesn't matter. I'm not kidding.
It does not.
Since
It's
not
still
in
gonna
person,
stay out of
it
stock.
literally doesn't matter. They will. In fact, they're already out of stock.
It's just gonna make the supply spread
not a
even
joke.
thinner.
No, they're literally already out of stock.
Are you kidding me?
They already have none left. They only went up, to our knowledge, a day or two ago, and they're already gone. So it doesn't matter.
Oh my god. So funny to me that like no one reported on it because it didn't matter.
It literally doesn't matter because they're already gone. So they basically don't have a graphics card. So I take back my statement. They are not selling graphics cards.
They aren't. They're not gonna be selling them for a few months.
If you want a PC right now, try and find a pre-built or just don't. That's
Did the
that's all
price
of your
drop?
options.
Oh.
Pre-built or don't at
Oh yeah.
all. Wait a year and a half because it's probably when it'll fix, hopefully. But yeah, I think we're good now. I think that's
We're good. We almost went for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think we're good with the podcast.
Let's go for
tonight.
4.
Let's go 4.
I want the next Pineapples and Pixels podcast to say Pineapples and Pixels podcast, the Schneider cut or whatever.
This Snyder
And I want
cut.
it to open, and I want it to open with like, I want it to open with like, pineapple has been cut to fit in with Zack Schneider's original creative vision.
It's just you, but in monochrome.
A pineapple can only speak with one pitch the entire podcast to persist with Zack Schneider's original vision.
It's
Oh
just
my
you,
god.
but it's been monochromed.
Oh, there was one theme, or there was one meme that I saw where it was like when they re-release whatever Mario game or whatever, and it was like, and you see this, and it was like, this game has been kept with the original textures and the original resolution to keep with Shigeru Miyamoto's creative vision.
Oh no!
And it was like word for word the same thing from the Zack Snyder's 4-3 thing, except it was for Nintendo. And it was so funny. I think I have it saved. I'm pretty sure I saved it, and then I was like, I'm gonna send this to him when he watched this Snyder cut. Oh,
But yeah, that was podcast.
that was podcast. I
We'll
did
see
save it.
you eventually if I'm not busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't give her a confirmed date anymore.
This game.
So
This game is presented in 4:3 format and 20 FPS to preserve the integrity of Shigeru Miyamoto's creative vision.
Ocarina of Time is pointless. $60.
4:3 format, 20 FPS to preserve the integrity of Shigeru Miyamoto's creative vision. Anyways, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Everyone, have a good night. Yes.
Yes.
Do not become grayscale.
No, no.
Oh no, it's all black and white. Yeah, everyone, have a good night.
Oh shit, my vibrancy.
Oh
Good
shit, my vibrancy. Alright, I think it's a good note to end it on. Bye, everyone.